Hello and welcome back to Spiderwick. This is BioEnchanted, and today we have a few other things we'll be doing.
Nice to take a break.
I like when characters get little idle phases like that. That's really cute. Or like just general little things like someone tapping his foot or a character sleeping for a bit while you're gone, that kind of thing. There's a really cute variation on that in the Bolt video game that I thought was quite amusing. The last time I mentioned that since we had the acorn we were going to be summoning the Griffin this time, but I jumped the gun a little bit. First we have to actually get the Invocation. So, let's go to the camp first.
Message from the International Sprite League.
I so happen to have enough letters for that. I mean,
Arena
fabulous for
has
that,
been
rather.
awarded.
Of course, now we're playing as her, as Mallory. We can do the third side quest for this guy.
Hey, lady! Did you know that I'm practically wasting away up here?
You look okay.
Well, I'm not. I have a very sensitive metabolism.
Can I get you some honey or oatmeal, perhaps?
What I really need is birdseed. Please?
I'll keep my eyes open.
I quite like that she's actually applying the knowledge she's learned about other magical creatures to Hogsquill, even if it doesn't actually apply. Like remembering, for example, that some creatures enjoy honey, so maybe suggesting that. You know, that kind of thing. That's a fairly nice little bit of characterization that she's been paying attention to what's going on.
Hey, there's the birdseed Hogsquill wanted.
I think we all know what he really needs it for. Mallory's just a little bit slow.
Here. Birdseed, just like you asked.
Whoa! Now I can attract more yummy birds to these houses.
What? I thought you were going to eat it.
Are you nuts? You're nice, but you don't know much about hobgoblins. Still, I owe you one.
I don't think you have anything I need.
Think again.
Oh, gross! I oughta... Wait. I can see you now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, now all three of the characters have the super eyes and actually no longer need to wear the monocle. And as you may have just noticed, she is no longer wearing the monocle. Her face is now clear. I quite like that little touch as well that actually removes the monocle when they no longer need it. So let's have her fight with her new sword, shall we, that we got last time. It's nice to finally have this thing, because it does, it's kind of hard to tell how much more damage it does, because generally nothing has a health bar, and they just now keep hitting the button until it all dies. But it's a nice looking sword, so it's nice to have. And of course, as we go through these areas, we'll also be unlocking all of her moves and combos and things. So let's make our way down the forest road for a couple of things we missed last time, and also just on the way generally to the camp to clear it out, because that's the quest at the moment. We need to go to the camp to clear it out, to steal the pages of the book bag that the goblin stole. I quite like Mallory's animations. He has much more accurate movement style. That's always quite fun to watch. And I also quite like that she can parry as well. That's a fun thing as well. It generally does a good job getting across that compared to her brothers, she is the one trained to fight. Because Jared just kind of flings away with his baseball bat and hopes for the best. And Simon has a gun. Doesn't need to worry about fighting, he has a gun. But Mallory's sword requires much more finesse to wield, and she wields it with such finesse. But of course here, I didn't realise when I first came through here that we actually did need to capture these 3 guys and these 3 hedge guys. So let's get their pictures in the book now, shall we? Stray swords, rather. We'll just deal with that before we get problems. Then we'll get the sword. Pardon my language. Yeah, it's kind of amusing to me because sword is actually a mild swear word in English, in England rather. So you have to wait for it to get somewhere we can actually spin around it. Come on, yes, sword. There we are. And that's the context you normally use that in. Of course, we're probably more going for the term sodden, as in damp. But, you know, it's funny to think it's going for the English swear word. Which is more often used as a verb as sodding. But there's your English swearing lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. He's certainly shambling at the moment, isn't he? I like the little noises they make as well. It's a really cute little dizzy noise. Kind of curious if they got to voice act these guys.
Another one of those stones.
Yeah, time for the last one of these guys. Finally, we have all the stray swords ending with Meadow Saxifrage. Which is a bit of a mouthful. So there we go, we finally have completed that side quest, because we have all of them in the book now. Which is nice. So let's finish our trip to the quarry, shall we? While picking up some health on the way. Sorry, Robin Hood. And of course, speaking of the bridge fight between Robin Hood and Little John, but yeah. Yeah, Malu's gonna have a lot of enemies to fight in this part beyond even here, because the quarry has a lot of enemies now to deal with. I'm not gonna have to deal with them all now. I'm just glad that I got rid of that troll in the river before I had to come through here as her, because otherwise we'd have had to do that side quest again. That's why I'm glad I got rid of that guy early. Because otherwise he is just a nuisance. Not even dangerous, just a nuisance. Because you can't move on until you got past him. But here we are, we have 20 guys to take care of, so let's get our damage boost on. Largely so we can grab another health guy in case we need it. I like the purple ore as well when you get damage boost on. And now let's go and take care of business. I like the music here. There's a good job with it, taking the usual kind of battle music and making it sound much more epic for what's effectively a boss fight against 20 of these guys. They don't all spawn at once, they spawn in waves. So you just have to kind of run around until more of them show up. And of course these big guys show up and they're quite dangerous, so we want to take care of them too. Well, this is pretty poor as well, we kind of got a little bit stuck in here, that could have been bad. That little tunnel guy just hanging out in there as well, just watching the carnage. I hope he enjoyed the show. I like this part of the song as well, with the violins. Yeah, quite you can actually see them show up as well. They don't just spawn in, they come out from behind rocks and things, so it feels much more natural that they show up. So of course they're probably all coming from different guard posts as well around the area that we just can't get to because we're not that tiny. So it gives you the impression of that there's a lot more of them around that we can see. And because otherwise you just will be hanging out in this one big area and it'd be overwhelming and just a little bit ridiculous. So the wave system kind of makes sense here because of how it presents that, with them coming out of the rocks and everything. We're halfway through our melee. And we have all of Mallory's moves now as well with that. We have all 50 of her fangs, and we've still only just over halfway done with this. All these little trills here as well at this stage of the song. It's a good song overall. It was like this kind of a slow build there as well. You have the drums and the trill acting as a direct counterpoint to each other, with one being really fast and the other one being really slow methodical. And now the trumpets show up in here as well to add a little depth to the song. One more guy to show up, we just need to wait for him to appear so we can actually beat him up. I always quite like remixes of songs. It's always really satisfying to me when you have like something that was from a battle theme but is remixed to make it sound much bigger. Because it helps the world feel a bit more consistent. See if it has a consistent soundtrack with itself, if you know what I mean. But of course, now I've taken care of all 20 of those guys, he shows up. I think this is technically his camp. So let's fight Red Cap again, shall we? Red Cap. We have to be careful though, because he does a lot of damage, and we're running out of healing items, healing fairies rather. I remember how to fight him in a minute. You just kind of need to get the rhythm down. You have to kind of let him attack first, and there we go, and then just throw his sword away, and then just start beating on him. It's a basic pattern, but it's still fun to do because it gives you a reason to use the parry move. And sometimes the sword just does not get moved far enough away. I also like the music transitions to his personal boss theme as well. There's a little bit of vocal work going on too. Because generally this fight's really well done melee, and it manages to keep itself feel interesting because of the way the music helps keep it pumping, if you know what I mean. Helps keep the rhythm going. There we go, let's get him off.
Howard. What's this? It looks like a spell. A way to summon the Griffin. Grip, grab, greep. Nifgri, eras, eral, seek. Echop, cert, yurt, yerak. Imas, I am, nif. Wow, cool pet. Lucinda's acorn. We gotta find a match for that tree. I'm on it.
First things first though, we need to grab that feather. Because otherwise the game wouldn't have made something to do with it showing up. But of course now we're playing as Salmon again, who is the best for navigation in general. And yeah, I kind of was a bit of a dunce and forgot to actually extinguish those guys. I just ate those hits, but there you go. Mistakes will always be made at times.
What a magnificent beast.
Yeah, the Griffin's name is Byron. I think it was mentioned by Timbaltak. But let's head back this time and also remember how to deal with the fire, because I'm not that much of an idiot. There we go, that's better. This is just me making sure there's nothing that I've missed in the tree, because there's always a chance that something might still be up there that I didn't go shoot down while I was playing as Jared when I first came here. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. And yeah, I forgot to grab this bellflower as well, so let's pick him up now, shall we? Or her up, rather. Shani Banani. I think that name was just having them having a bit of fun with it.
Oh, gotcha.
Shani Banani Fofani. And of course a little health, because it's always nice to have that. Given how quickly you get hurt in this game. You get quite a bit of health, but it goes down quickly against certain enemies. Imagine a little bit of Dark Souls where you're never safe, you're just slightly better off. If you kind of get careless and you get hit twice by those bull goblins, you'll still probably end up pretty much dead. But, yeah. And this was me kind of deciding whether to go back to the house now or wait. But I wanted to go back to the house now, so that was my decision. As you can see, we've got 63 quests complete, and quite a lot of goblin teeth. Way more than the 200 we need, because, well, 150 actually that we need. For these 3 characters, rather. Oh, you have no chance, you're against the gun guy, move it. Straight you to death. It's nice to have a bit of quiet time as well after a big melee like that, where it's just a small saunter to the end of a path. A nice little downtime. Let's just make our way briefly through the meadow now, shall we, and get back to the home. It's always nicer to have a little quiet time. Let's just enjoy the meadow, shall we? The little bells. It also just feels better to get back to base as well, because if I'd left it in the middle of the forest, I may have ended up loading up and being attacked immediately, which would have sucked. So generally getting back to home is essentially just kind of a way to make sure I start the next video in a safe position, where I'm not going to get randomly hit out of nowhere. But yeah, next time we'll actually be doing a little bit of cleanup before we go for the final few real missions of the game. So let's head inside. Let's have a bit of a nap. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.